Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to 2025 Lisbon Summit People Over Profit Anti-Automation Conference. It's an honor to be here in Lisbon, Portugal, and to realize and achieve the goal I have been working towards for years, to bring maritime and dock unions from around the world together under the same roof for this landmark event. I don't use the word landmark lightly. This is a fight for our very existence. This is a fight against automation. I cannot think of a more suitable port city to host this landmark event than Lisbon, Portugal. We are in the home of SEAL, the union that represents dock workers in Portugal. I will attempt to deliver these remarks at a pace that will allow the translators to do their excellent work. I want you all to hear what I have to say. I believe my message to you this morning is important for all of us and our members. SEAL and my union, the International Longshoremen Association, share a strong solidarity bond and a fearless rank-and-file membership who are willing to hit back at the greedy employers if that's what it takes for us to get what we deserve. Our two unions showed that in recent years. Our Portuguese sisters and brothers, represented by SEAL, went on strike against their employers, most recently in the mid-2023. I believe, and the ILA also went on strike in October 2024. We showed management and the world that we were not afraid to fight, and the word surrender is not in our vocabulary. I am proud of the members of the ILA, members who came to Portugal to support this important conference. Those representing of my union, the ILA, come here also to express thanks. Thanks for the support and the solidarity we received last October from dock workers unions around the globe when we went out on a 3-day strike, fighting for what this Lisbon Summit is all about: automation robbing our jobs. I am proud standing shoulder to shoulder with dock workers and maritime unions and labor leaders from across the globe. As I stated, we have important work over the next 2 days. I came here to talk about us, about what we built, what we're up against, and why we're not going to back down. I came here to talk about our need for powerful solidarity to face the automation threat. Don't think Maersk and MSC and all the companies aren't watching this conference closely. They know they are in trouble. Many made big investments in purchasing equipment, automated equipment, and that was wrong. They will see how strong we are, and they will send a message to investors and dock workers, and not in equipment that is intended to destroy us. If an ocean carrier had their way, all the gain dock workers and maritime unions have achieved could be wiped out instantly if we said okay to automation. There would be none of us left. They want to erase all we have achieved through hard-fought negotiations over the past century. No fucking way. Just to give you a little background about me. I was honorably discharged from the United States Navy in 1967. 21-year-old who traded his sailor uniform and put on clothes of a longshoreman. Soon I had a small family of 3. Not much of a roadmap for what was to come next. You see, I came from a family of longshoremen, Manhattan, West Side, New York City. Our family was not wealthy, but we were rich in the waterfront created by my father, my grandfather, my mother's side, and my uncles. They found a way to make life and themselves as longshoremen. I cherish that priceless gift passed on to me. The work wasn't easy for them. In fact, it was backbreaking in those days. The stereotype of a longshoreman was broad shoulders, big forearms, and a wide back. The job was tough, but the longshoremen were tougher. I remember sitting around the table at night listening to my father and my uncles talk about the docks, about the ILA, and about the pride that came with that life. I was drawn to it. I looked up to those men. I admired them. They gave me an unmatched education in unionism, solidarity, and the labor family sticking together. Eventually, in 1968, after a few tries, I became a bona fide member of ILA Local 1804-1. That's the local I'll always call home. That's where I got my start nearly 60 years ago. There were great days, and there were also some hard times. But I was always grateful to the part of something bigger than myself, and that let me provide a decent living for my family. In 1977, the ILA went on a 3-month strike, coast-wide strike. I was still a rank-and-file member when the leadership then asked me to help them run a picket line out in the port of Los Angeles and Long Beach, and I never forgot it. That's when ILWU President Jimmy Herman made a promise to the ILA President Teddy Gleason. He said, if any East Coast ships got diverted to the West Coast, the ILWU will honor our picket lines, and they did just that. They didn't just honor our pickets, they stood with us, respected our struggles, and supported every working ILA family that had no income coming in during that strike. The hardships were real, but we knew if we didn't stay unified, our future was at stake. That kind of solidarity, you don't forget it. That's why I made sure my kids knew the name Jimmy Herman in my house. He was a real union man, a tough, no-nonsense trade unionist who backed his word with action. And so did the members of the ILWU. I tell this story for a reason, because it's a scary world out there for young people trying to make a life. If it wasn't for the ILA, I don't know where I would have ended up. This union gave me a shot, and I never took it for granted. That 1977 strike and the experience of walking the picket line on the West Coast gave me my first lesson in power of international solidarity. 12 years after I started my career as a longshoreman, I was elected Secretary, Treasurer, and Business Agent of Local 1804-1. In 1980, that began my journey as a union official, with my becoming ILA International President almost a decade and a half ago. But I'm not here to talk so much about that part of my life, but rather the battle all maritime union leaders are facing, a fight for survival of our jobs, our dignity, and our future. I've always believed in adapting to change when it's right and when it's fair. I was there for the birth of containerization. I lived through that evolution. I saw how it devastated the generations before me. In the Port of New York and New Jersey alone, 45,000 jobs were lost to containerization. But what we're facing today with automation, this is an evolution. This isn't modernization. This is a full-blown an attack on our very existence. This is about finding a better way to move. This isn't a better way to move cargo. This isn't about making ports better efficiently. Let me be perfectly clear. This is about getting rid of us for good. It's about destroying the jobs that built this industry. And it's about making sure the future generations of dock workers never even get a chance to stand on the waterfront and proclaim, I am a union dock worker. I came face-to-face automation in the late 80s. I went overseas with a few of my officials to visit the new Sealand terminal. Back home in Port Elizabeth, New Jersey, I had worked for Sealand. I loved that job, and they respected their work back then. Little did I know what I was about to see and what their corporate office was plotting. But what I saw on that trip made me sick. Machines doing our jobs, no human beings in sight. Cranes coming up out of the ground. Unmanned trains moving containers. Nobody around. No dock workers anywhere. It was devastating. I felt it in my gut, and it lit a fire in my soul that still burns hot to this day. They woke up a sleeping giant on that day. When I got home, I started telling people what I had seen. I never forgot my colleague, Al Sonatas, saying, Harold, you think they'll ever happen in the U.S.? I said, I hope not, but deep down, I knew the answer. Those at our ILA International Convention 2 summers ago might recall what I said in my keynote address. Dock workers around the globe are facing a major threat to their jobs and their future, the challenge brought by automation. Excuse me. It is a challenge that must be addressed and not ignored. The ILA and its members will never lose the battle against automation. I went on to highlight two leading companies of this attack on global dockers, Maersk and MSC. Speaking to many of you at the 2023 convention, I envisioned a conference just like this one we are at this week. And when I shouted, there's going to be an explosion throughout the world. If foreign-owned companies like Maersk and MSC try to replace our jobs with automation, they are going to get a painful reminder that longshoremen brought these companies to where they are today. I asked my ILA delegates, who the hell is a foreign company like Maersk to come to America soil and build a fully automated terminal? Maersk takes over a great American company like Sealand and destroys good-paying American jobs and values. Jobs lost in America and profits sent back to Copenhagen. Sisters and brothers of this powerful global community, you can substitute your own country, your own port into this message. Maersk and all the big companies are gunning for all of us around the world. Maersk tries to shove fully automated terminals down our throats, and for what reason? To eliminate good-paying jobs, docker jobs, seaman jobs, marine engineer jobs, fully automated crews, less ships around the world, your jobs. These companies have been planning it for decades. And now, with the technology where they want it, they're trying to shove it into every port in the world. This isn't about safety. Don't let them sell you that. That's all bullshit. This is about one thing: money on top of money. They want to cut labor costs and fund every machine that will get rid of us and our jobs. And that's worse. The same companies we built, they now partner with private investment banks. The threat is real. There is no loyalty anymore. We helped build these companies into what they are today. And the most of them couldn't give a fuck about us now. They don't even pretend to care. Let me echo the words my brother Jordy said recently. They speak to the heart of the matter. The companies that hire dock workers at ports around the world have only one interest, and it isn't us. It's their profit margin. The companies always want more. No limits, no responsibilities, no humanity. Shipping lines, corporations, hedge funds, they all see us as a roadblock to their greed. But we have something they'll never will: dignity, history, pride, solidarity, and the will to fight for what we are. If you see what's happening and it doesn't make your blood boil, if you don't feel rage, if you don't stand up and say, this isn't progress, this is a death sentence for my profession, for my life, then maybe you're on the wrong side of this fight. But if you do feel it, if you believe in the future of Dockers and for our ports and for our cities and our families, then you're with us. And we have a job to do, a serious one. And let me be crystal clear on another thing. I'd rather see the companies sink than allow them to make us extinct. Future generations will not be reading about us in history books as some group that quietly disappeared. No, they will read about us. It'll be about how dock workers around the world fought back on a global scale like never seen before, and how we won, how organized labor came together from all walks of life for one common reason, and that's to protect and preserve our jobs, because we're not going anywhere. You want to know what automation looks like? I've seen it, and I want everyone else to see it. Put the video up, please.
From Los Angeles to Shanghai to Singapore, the world races to automate. Billion-dollar ports run without a single human touch. Progress, they call it. But progress for who?
Full automation dock here. That crane is not controlled by an operator. It's automatic by itself. It'll pick it up and it's going to set it inside these little bays right here. We'll come and put some little twist locks so that it can lock up on top of the crane, on top of the other cans up there. All automated. It's just a trip, man. See how these things will take off by themselves? Watch, and they won't hit each other either. Look at that. Complete trip, how they slow down for each other, turn. And just they come so close to each other. Look at that. Look how close that is. So he's slowing down right here to stop underneath our crane. because our operator's grabbing these 2 cans up here. He'll come down and set them in this little thing. And then we'll take the cones off, throw them there. And then this automatic crane will come over here, pick up the can, and set it down on the can right on the bomb cart here. And it'll take it out to the yard and take it to one of these cranes over here, which will either put it in a pile or get it ready to deliver to a trucker if he's here and ready. It's the trip on the operation, man. Taking all our jobs, man. They're gonna be flipping burgers, mixing drinks, driving taxis, while the rest of us starve or get fat, one or the other.
We are longshoremen. We move the world, and we won't be moved aside.
Hey everybody, I want to show you something real quick. Let me switch camera around. All right, you see this area right here? This, in between shifts, this used to be filled with people ready to go to work. This is Maersk Line, Pier 400 in the Port of Los Angeles. These yards, this yard right here, used to be filled with workers, UTRs, top handlers, signalmen, transtainers, clerks, all sorts of workers, about 1,000 of them every day. And now this is an automated terminal. And even though this isn't in between shifts, it's not quite then, but still, this place is empty. Those offices right over that you see right over here, they're all empty. Bosses and supervisors used to have those offices. They're all empty now. This yard is quiet, and there's nobody making money except for the big billionaires. That's all that's making money here in this yard. So when you guys start talking about pro-automation and you think longshoremen are paid too much, remember, longshoremen are Americans. They're American workers. And because of this automation, they've all been put out of work in this terminal. So just remember, automation might seem cool, but it's not very cool to the workers. So, you know, I would just say to all these people that are out there saying that, you know, longshoremen and union workers are whiners, we're Americans. We're American workers fighting for fair wages, and things ain't getting cheaper. We're on your side. These billionaires that own these, they're multi-billionaires, and they don't care about you. So remember, no politics, just unions.
From every coast, every nation, we stand together.
This is the world's largest automated container terminal, also hailed as the pioneer of intelligent unmanned ports worldwide. A colossal feat engineered by China, with a staggering investment of $70 billion. Brace yourselves for the mind-boggling spectacle of the Shanghai Yangshan Deepwater Port, aptly nicknamed the Devil's Dock. Behold, it boasts not just 30 berths accommodating behemoth cargo ships, but also an annual throughput surpassing a staggering 47.3 million standard containers, outshining the combined throughput of all ports in the United States. But that's not all. The entire port operates on the cutting-edge prowess of 5G technology, enabling feats like unmanned navigation, path optimization, and automated obstacle avoidance. Every autonomous guiding vehicle prowling the port is equipped with high-capacity lithium batteries, ensuring a relentless 8-hour operation on a single charge. But here's the kicker. These intelligent beasts come with self-diagnostic capabilities and real-time battery monitoring, ensuring that cargo remains on the move without any hiccups or unforeseen bottlenecks. It's a mesmerizing sight. A meticulously choreographed performance where not a soul is in sight. The whole operation appears to be under the spell of enchantment, an intricate symphony of containers being loaded, unloaded, and seamlessly transferred, all orchestrated by fully automated, intelligent machinery. It's like a marvel straight out of a futuristic blockbuster. From dusk till dawn, 365 days a year, the port operates with unwavering efficiency, resembling a relentless magical force at play. And the cherry on top? This powerhouse's operational prowess has secured its position as the world's top performer for a solid decade. It's undeniable that China's prowess in intelligent technology has emerged as the vanguard force propelling global industrial development. Get ready to be amazed and give a standing ovation to the incredible technological prowess of China.
Did you know one of the world's tiniest countries is building the largest port on Earth? Welcome to Singapore's Tuas Megaport. Stretching 16 miles and covering 3,300 football fields, Tuas will handle 65 million containers a year. That's more than any other port on the planet. Why go so big? Singapore has no land, no oil, no minerals. Its economy depends entirely on trade. To stay the world's top shipping hub, it had to consolidate scattered terminals into one megaport. The scale is insane. Engineers used 222 massive caissons, each as tall as a 10-story building, to create its wharf. By the 2040s, Tuas will outpace Shanghai, Rotterdam, and even Los Angeles, cementing Singapore's dominance over one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world.
The Port of Singapore is one of the busiest ports in the world and one of the most important maritime trade centers in Asia. The port is located in the south of Singapore Island, with an area of about 600 square kilometers. In addition, Singapore also has the world's most advanced automated container terminal, which can realize unmanned operation and efficient loading and unloading, improving production efficiency and safety.
We have the power. They want to put a fully automated terminal in and get rid of us. I'm not going to allow that. I will never allow that. Don't fuck with the maritime unions around the world. We will shut you down.
The fight isn't against technology. It's for the people it leaves behind.
You'll hear they're doing it for efficiency. You'll hear they're doing it for safety. Don't buy it. It's a fucking lie. It's about cutting us out and getting rid of us, period. They want to wipe out our jobs to line their pockets and please their investors. That's why I call for the formation of a Global Maritime Workers Alliance. We need to be unified. Dock workers, seafarers, marine engineers, pilots and mates, every maritime worker around this world, every union, every port. This fight affects us all. And the time to take them on is fucking now. We can't wait. We must take them head on right now. I don't care about fucking lawyers and government. It's time we stop the machines from taking our jobs, destroying our lives, and crippling nation's economy. It's time we put companies out of business that push automation. And just how do we do that? We do it with solidarity, in action, not just in words and in resolutions. This fight must be worldwide. If we join together with a real joint declaration and an alliance, we can protect every global port that joins with us to prevent any future automation from being introduced. I used the example of Chile in my convention address in July 2023. If a company comes to the dock workers in Chile and says we are implementing automation equipment, our alliance will target that company with a worldwide stoppage of work. More and more, I feel strongly to form this global international maritime alliance armed with the weapons to go on strike. Together, and show foreign-owned companies like Maersk and the world how powerful we are. Power in the shutdown. Let's see if a company can survive if they're tied up for 2 to 3 weeks. around the world. Can you imagine if we shut them down around the world, none of their ships move for 3 weeks? They would go out of business. They can't pay the loans, their notes. Get the fuck, like, the whole thing. I'm so wound up right now, I like to punch Merckx right in the goddamn nose. Do you know the devastation the world brings to companies knowing they would be shut down around the world for 2 to 3 weeks? They know they could not do business or survive. The power to show these greedy bastards just how strong we can be. We will show the companies we have the power, not them. The Maritime Workers Alliance would have one major purpose: to combat automation and new technology. Every maritime union must be part of this alliance. This isn't a David and Goliath story, because we're not David and we ain't throwing rocks. We are the storm. These shipping companies will learn to fear. Don't fuck with our jobs. And they picked the wrong damn fight. They fuck with the wrong dock workers around the world. They picked on the wrong maritime unions. And they sure as hell picked on the wrong man to back me into a corner. We must stand together. We must fight together. We must strike back globally, intelligently, and without apology. Because we're not just fighting for jobs, we're fighting for our dignity, our community, and our future. We've always been the backbone of maritime commerce. We've always been the first to show up and the last to leave. And we'll be the last one standing when this fight is over. I promise you that. We owe that to our old-timers who paved the way. We owe that to every working man and woman in this room. And we owe it that to the next generation, because they deserve a future on the docks just like we had. I've been fighting my whole life, and I'm fighting to the bitter end to protect what we've built. And I know I'm not alone. I say this time now because I know I am standing in a room with a bunch of fearless warriors who are willing to fight. I seen your union fight, but now I'm talking on a global scale. We will show these sneaky bastards what we are made of, and we will never, never surrender. Now, let me show the son of a bitches who we really are. Let's show them just how wrong they were to come after us. We will win. We will prevail. We will do it for the people who depend on us. We will win for our ancestors, and we will show this world a force like they've never seen before. This time, right now, let's unify and let's win together. God bless this mission before us, and God bless you all.